Hello, my name is Glenn Dyer, and you are watching a Dyer-Situation. Today I'm seeing The Witch. This is a, let's see, I'm probably making an assumption here, but this appears to be the first wave in movies reacting to the success of It Follows in, competent horror films. Because I'm hearing good things about this one. Nothing specific, of course, but still good. And, yeah, I am somewhat excited, but not super excited, because, I don't know, just the style, advertised in posters and stuff, and screenshots, kind of reminds me of The Village. And, Village had pretty decent build-up, but, very Shyamalan-y. I'm sure this is nothing like that at all. So let's see. Well, that was incredibly disappointing. The whole experience is pretty much just... Seriously, this is the most moderate horror film I've ever seen. Direction is pretty good. Script is pretty bad. Kind of balances itself out into meh. So basically the story here is that some people are kicked out. Like, this is taking place in Pilgrim times, and some people are kicked out of a community for some vague religious reason, and start up their new home, and then bad things start happening. Like, it's pretty cliched, but I don't know, I was expecting it to be subverted with some other stuff, and it wasn't. I guess it was subverted by extremely long, drawn-out scenes of people talking about stuff that usually had nothing to do with anything. And then a few character things, which are quickly retracted, and confusing lines that seem to be ripped straight from the Crucible, possibly because they are ripped straight from the Crucible, because it says at the end that a lot of the dialogue is taken from stuff around that time. I don't know, I guess that's this film's gimmick, is that it's authentic for old folk tales and stuff, and has authentic dialogue from olden days. But, God, it's so dull. Almost nothing happens. And when it does happen, it's usually either confusing or kind of funny. Like honestly, this is staged kind of like a Jim Carrey comedy at times. And I could riff this. I don't think I could review it. I'm not adding it to a list or anything. But I could riff this. I could make a ton of Monty Python references and stuff like that, because this is so weird. But overall, it's mediocre. I mean, it looks nice. It looks pretty good. There's some decent performances in there. Some of the child actors are a little off when saying their dialogue. But, yeah, for the most part, it's just bland. Kind of disappointing. I was expecting, like, I don't know, maybe I brought my hopes up too much. Better than any kind of Blumhouse. Yeah, that's pretty much by default here, but I don't know. I don't feel I can recommend it as like a great horror film of our time or anything. So I don't know, I guess if you're really, really into old, like, pre-revolutionary folklore and, I don't know, the Lords of Salem is too extreme for you, you could go see this. Yeah, I almost prefer the Lords of Salem. I mean, Lords of Salem is so crazy that you kind of want that it's kind of ambiguous as to whether it's brilliant or stupid. And honestly, there's no real answer to that. With this movie, no, it's pretty clear everything that happens, and it's kinda lame because of that. So, yeah. Rob Zombie, the best director ever. Yeah. But, that's pretty much it. I don't know. If you're super interested, but I don't think that if you're just going there for scares, it'll do it for you. It doesn't use jump scares, which is nice. But even so, like, it's not very good at building up tension. And, yeah, it does throw in some disturbing imagery, but not super disturbing imagery. It's like, like there's a scene, like the scariest scene is pretty much a direct ripoff of The Exorcist. But, yeah, that's not what I'd call a good movie. So, yeah. I don't know if you lie somewhere between wanting just cheap scares and wanting good horror, maybe go see this. But otherwise, skip it. And until next time, I'm Glenn Dyer, and you have been watching a Dyer-Situation.